April had arrived and raised the possibility of spring. Naturally, Vermont had other plans, which gave us the opportunity for exploration. The snowfall was light and barely noticeable when it began in the late afternoon, just dusting our homestead. By morning, the spring-expecting house and forest were blanketed by a few inches of winter. Gredwin and I eyed the newly revised terrain and decided to snowshoe once more into the woods. We set out, our heads full of memories, our eyes scanning for the safest route among roots, deadfall, and ice. Our path led downhill, zigzagging down the mountain. Not far from our house, a thin creek works its way between the trees. It's a kind of boundary between our domain and the rest of the forest. Rocky, a couple of yards across, and only a few inches deep, the creek reminded us of building a rickety bridge across it for the children. Back then, Gwyneth and Owen named parts of the creek from their favorite stories. We remembered our late dog, Hestia, who loved plunging into the water at any weather and plowing through the snow on either bank in winter when she wasn't trying to catch a free ride on my snowshoes. Today we crossed the creek quietly, holding onto thin trees for balance, recollections filling our minds with a melancholy sense of times gone past and found an old, scarcely visible path to explore. Along the path were all the signs of a forest stricken by winter. Fallen boughs lay under snow. Dried-out limbs snapped under our touch. Ancient trees, uprooted by storms, sprawled across their sturdier siblings. Hidden spaces and just glimpsed objects glimmered and beckoned, snow-drenched boulders, clusters of ash and birch, hints of footpaths, possibilities of rills, and pine-limbed frozen ponds. Some tree branches hung suspended in midair, caught by other boughs in mid-plummet, snatches of time poised on the brink of disaster like silent wind chimes. Eventually, we remembered just how far from home we'd wandered, and how much tromping it would take to return, so we retraced our steps in the snow. We committed the path to memory, then recrossed the stream like sleepers waking up from a dream. As we stomped upslope towards our land, our red-roofed home appeared like an accidental flash of autumn in the snow-covered woods.